Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to go ahead and get started with a weekly reading for the collective. I'll start out with general messages for the week ahead, and then I'll get into each individual sign. We'll have a message and a couple of cards pulled. So, without further ado, let's get started. The week of March 16th to the 22nd. Week ahead. All right. First cards out. We have Cat and Beetle. So starting out with some sort of renewal and possibly some sort of excessive illusions, it says here on the card. All right. We'll see what that means. But yeah, we do have progress here coming in with this. Maybe it's towards your independence. There could be some sort of doubt, though, regarding that. That's where that cat in excessive illusions comes in. So this is about maybe changing your luck, too, it feels like. Strength in difficult times, that's coming in. And we have Bell here. So there's a beginning and an ending. So calling some sort of attention, good news. It's unexpected good news, by the way, in love or business. I don't think you're seeing that coming here. All right, what else do we have? Beginnings and endings. This is a great week for that, right? Because we're moving from Pisces energy into Aries, so we're starting the new zodiac year. Okay, we have the equinox. We have the new moon in Pisces on the 18th. Right? We have a St. Patrick's Day for those of you who celebrate. But we have the vernal equinox. So it's a reset point. That's when day and night are equal, light and dark balance out. And we're actually going to address what's coming into balance. What seeds are you ready to plant? Any advice coming in from Source? I'll use tarot oracle cards and I'll share channeled messages, of course. All right, one more. Stability with tent. So this is travel could help you foster your spiritual health, but there are also possibly good news within family or home in general. We have 222 on the timer here. I've been getting that. I'm getting something here about like patience coming in too. Needing to kind of be patient, and maybe as you're waiting for something to end, I feel like it's tying back into that beginning and ending. So then you have waiting for that to end, maybe so that you can expand because you're ready for that. It seems like a lot of you have that courage to go full steam ahead now with something. All right, we're going to get into some tarot. Get for some of you kind of doing a happy dance too. So only take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay. All right. What do we have here? Tell us about this renewal here. I'm kind of curious, like what's coming into balance? What's coming into balance? Just thinking of that dark and light. And then we'll do like, what seeds are you planting? All right. So you have the 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. Wow. Yeah. So you're releasing here, but it's to build. So, and I just saw 333 on the timer. Cool. So I'm going to pull that card here too. It's important to get the cards out when I see them because there are no accidents here with, especially with when it comes to numbers. So you have, sign of protection. Okay. So your angels guide you on the right path. There's something here about kind of just steadily something gaining momentum, like one step at a time. We can't skip steps. Sorry. This does feel like it has to do with overall stability and growing that. The 8 of Cups, it is the eclipse card. We're still well within that eclipse energy. It feels like, they don't know exactly where they're going, but they're going away from something that was once fulfilling, something maybe that you've tried to build a couple of times even, but there's some sort of like something wasn't working on its own. And so now that's what needs to come into balance. This also quality over quantity seems to be coming in for this. So some of you could just be, again, like making some sort of progress. But and it feels like you want to know where this road leads. Let me get a clarifier on that. Let's get a clarifying card for this. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups for the collective. Yeah, there's something about almost like it's so close to completing this cycle. Oh my gosh, but look at that. It's like, oh, we gotta be patient, you know? Some of you are like waiting for the new path to appear, right? Oh, bottom of the deck, you have the Wheel of Fortune. There's your new cycle, right? There it is. But it's tying me back into like, we have to complete this one first. Okay. So I know it can seem like a kind of a message we get a lot in tarot, but it really feels like we have to be willing to move on from what we've outgrown, from what's not really fulfilling anymore and probably hasn't been for a while. Kind of reprioritizing too. I'm feeling that. And yeah, and then being able to really just have that new beginning, that new birth. It's like they're letting me know too something about things that feel, well, excessive, and it says excessive illusions on that card, but it feels like some of you are actually needing to, well, maybe spring clean, so to speak, right? Or I guess it's autumn for Southern Hemispheres, autumn cleaning. But yeah, it's really, we can't have this new thing growing and really taking off until we've really focused our energy in one area. It feels like our energy has been kind of split. And it could be that it's been split between what you feel you can do and then what is actually happening, or something that like looks good on paper, but then you tried it and it didn't really play out. It didn't really work. It feels like there's actually another way maybe that hasn't really been looked at or explored. And I feel like that's where some of you are actually heading. You're actually heading to this new prosperity that it comes about in a way that feels a little like chaotic at first, but then it gets a little more or maybe there's just some sort of like turbulence, but it's not too bad. It doesn't really feel. So it could be this week too. I mean, when I do weekly readings, it's not just this week. It could go beyond that. It feels like I hear right now, clairaudiently, some of you are going to be like severing ties with something or someone. Because I feel like it's actually affecting your health, it looks like, which is affecting your abundance in all areas of your life. So just not having been able to grow where you are. Let's see what else we have. The Magician. Okay, so it's like you have the resources to change something in your environment, bringing something into existence. I feel like there needs to be more of a grounded approach to something. So not only are we closing out cycles, but there needs to be more of a grounded approach. That's what needs to come into balance. It seems like too that work-life balance, or not even just work-life. It could be some of you maybe aren't working, so it could be like, you know, your own time versus like what you're giving to others. Just needing to have a much better balance and needing to kind of focus on what it is you want to focus on, what you want to bring in, focusing on your own desires and your own resourcefulness. Oh, interesting. All right. Let's move on to, actually, I'd like to get a card. What do we need to ask ourselves regarding this? Any questions that could help us see our way through this here? I mean, you have 3 major arcana cards out of 5, just clarifying that renewal. So there's big renewal coming in. This is a major, major shift. Again, it's like it's the beginning, but it's after the ending. It's not, there's something here that needs to be wrapped up, and some of you are in that final step. And then there you go. So what signs are showing you it's time to move forward with the Chariot? Cancerian energy. Some of you are seeing that light, or you're feeling the spark. You're getting ready to go. Perfect. What else do we have now? Tell us about this cat. As far as doubts and unconscious emotions, maybe. Could also be dealing with someone or something that feels a little two-sided, two-faced, I guess. All right, let's tell us about the excessive illusions Facing our fears, maybe. What do we have here? I get this fear of like being controlled or like too much government, even being too governed. I'm feeling all right. Let's see what else we have. We have the Two of Pentacles. So needing to make this decision, not getting swept away in what's going on around you. We have the Page of Pentacles. I get some of you are going to get a new little tidbit of information that's definitely going to help. The Star. Okay, so there's some sort of healing that's happening here. You get good news regarding health, regarding hope, something that's a little more, we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it leads to this breakthrough. I feel like for some of you, because you get good news in one area of your life, it leads to breakthroughs in like all areas. There's something here about that. They want me to tell you, my guides want you to that no one is you, and that is your superpower. So no one does it the way you do. You are one of a kind. That's what's helping you transform some sort of almost a loss into a victory. Okay, that could be something else that, you're like planting new seeds, and after you've really had to let go, you've given something up to some of you. Hey, it could be anything really, but there's this new sense of purpose and clarity that comes from almost something that feels disappointing. It feels disappointing in a way. Tell us more, please. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Three of Pentacles. So who in your life is asking you to be open to cooperation? Capricorn energy. Someone may want to heal something with you, or this could be working with someone, either just on your resources in general. I want to get one more card on this. Oh yeah, so use your judgment on this. Okay, you're going to want to use your judgment in any sort of deals, partnerships. This news you're receiving, you're still going to need to weigh in and do what feels best for you. Some of you are getting a new, there is an announcement of some kind. So tell us about the bell, which could be part of this announcement. Some sort of call to action, maybe something taking your attention in a new direction even. Oh, look at that. Knight of Swords. We don't want to be impulsive though, right? But some of you may want to I feel like if we're impulsive, we could be let down. That is what it feels like to me. But yeah, so just trying to turn that energy around. So we're gonna focus on the transformation ahead, not going backwards really. We have the Page of Wands, right? So there we are. I like this because we have sort of the old, you're like, it's kind of like, it feels like a big inhale after a long exhale. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like that new breath of fresh air kind of thing. The new life is being brought to something here. Let's see what else. Tell us about planting these seeds. Oh, look at that. There seems to be some sort of stress, worry. We're going to need to let go of some sort of old habits, mindsets, patterns. It could just be like this, just something that's haunting you from the past, or even something that you didn't really see coming. There's an element here of like needing to forgive yourself, nurture yourself. We have the Queen of Pentacles here coming in, wanting to deliver some new abundance, some fresh hope here. We have the Four of Pentacles. It feels like, okay, so what they're telling me here with this Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is we need to kind of let go, to let in. We need to be ready and open to receive that new abundance, to receive that prosperity we've been calling forward. There's something here about a new opportunity coming in, and something being a lot more comfortable. But there is this element of like letting go of grief and mourning, and really shutting the door on something else it's just not working. I mean, that's the bottom line. And we have the Hanged Man here, so more major arcana energy. You have a lot of people, you have a lot of major arcana energy. So this is you may be asking others to weigh in, or they're trying to chime in on a big decision. We have Pisces energy here with what situation in your life do you need to look at from a different perspective? I am getting this message. I feel like it's come through in recent readings too, either here or on the other channel, about either you're going to be working with others after not, or vice versa. Okay, so it does feel like there's a group influence here with whatever's going on here. Now stability with Tent. Again, they're giving me something about the air, change in the air. Okay, tell us about stability as far as what's coming into balance or what are we growing? Just general advice too. So Knight of Wands here. There's a lot of passion here, getting excited, getting inspired, getting some of that energy to move again, getting again like the life back into something, right? Rising above something here, the challenges. There's the King of Swords. I like the King of Swords with the King of Wands. King of Swords, the King of Clarity. So now you have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. So you have there's a lot going on in your mind, it seems like, okay? There's a lot of strategic thought. So we need to have maybe a little more balanced judgment, a little more discipline, right? Keep ourselves grounded in the truth too, our own personal truth. Look at that. There's the Emperor. That's ultimate leadership card here. Okay, so this has to do with stability. This has to do with, well, it's all four kings wrapped up in one, basically. So I was talking about strategic planning. That feels like that's going to be helpful in general, like coming up with solid foundations, making sure you're grounded before you're making any sort of big decisions this week. Let's see what else we have. The King of Pentacles, again, feeling grounded here. So earth sign energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And this card says what situation in your life is bringing you financial wealth and stability. There's a lot of bunnies in your cards today, and that can have to do with, moving forward in in a new cycle. It's tied to the lunar cycle, 28 days even. Something could take about a month really to come to be. I actually am getting 3 months too, so 1 to 3. But for some of you, it could happen today. This could happen today for you. All right. But for others, it's going to take a little more time. I love that you have the Emperor and the and Judgment and the Magician kind of all on top here. I get for some of you, you're kind of, it's like, I get almost like why are you saving that? Why are you not saving, but kind of why are you're kind of like being something about like closing off to a potential opportunity, but it may require you to be more of an authority or a leader and maybe kind of not being sure if you can take that on. I am kind of feeling that only for some of you, right? It's not going to pertain to everybody. So what else, please? I want to get another card just from the top. So you have Judgment here, and what is trying to get your attention? Something has been calling you for a while. All right. So, yep, something's been calling for a while. And it's calling for that making a final decision, it feels like. So you now have Judgment here twice in your reading. So this is some sort of final direction, final clarity. All right. So what else do we have? Anything else? Okay. So now we're going to get some crystal cards. Whoops. Actually, we're going to save the crystal cards for individuals. Just for individual. Let's get an empath's, or sorry, a high vibe. And how do we stay high vibing this week? If you enjoy this reading, please like the video, subscribe, hype, leave a comment. Love to have you here as a subscriber. Thank you. Appreciate all of you who do tune in. And I've been trying to do Wednesday readings, like psychic mediumship type connections to loved ones in spirit. So hopefully you like those. I try to do them once a week. They just happen to be on Wednesdays sometimes. All right. Inspiration. So the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Buddha. All right. I love that. Magician. That makes me think of the Magician. There it is. What else? Let's get an angel card for the week ahead. Angel cards for the collective. Zafkiel, the angel of contemplation, card 42. And this is connecting to raising vibrations, emotional and spiritual growth, meditation, understanding, and confidence. So meditating, this is about the now moment. And Tanzanite is a stone that it's connected to. This angel says, I provide insight to aid spiritual growth and help you find words to accurately express feelings, emotions, and ideas. This is really connecting to your confidence too, again, because when we have that Emperor the way we do, and then that inspiration card, you know, what you think you become, you know, what you think about you bring about. All right. They're talking about like seeing, my guides, they're talking about seeing yourself as healed. What would you say to yourself if you stepped outside of yourself and witnessed all that you've been through, all you've achieved, all you've overcome? You know, would you be so hard on yourself then? Because some of you are being really too hard on yourself. What else do we have? Zadkiel, angel of mercy. You know, talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a child or a friend, right? So this is Gemini energy, card 12. So you have a lot of twos again, right? Because you have Judgment coming in. That's a 20, which is a 2. You have that twice. Now you have Zadkiel is 12, ending in 2. You have 42 on this Zadkiel. Or Zadkiel and Zafkiel. Interesting. Look at that. So Z's, letter Z could mean something for you. Could be important for you in your life. So this is, and then you had the number 222 coming in. So yeah, the card. So we have forgiveness, ends, estrangement, alignment, solutions, peaceful compromise, and releasing pain. I was hearing about, you know, clairaudiently that you are healed. See yourself as healed, right? So, and then it says releasing pain, peaceful compromise, something being healed. And I was talking about, you know, not being so hard on yourself. This is a card of forgiveness. That includes you. Forgive yourself. Blue agates, agates, the stone. Give it time, it says, and 6 to 12 months for possibly healing or forgiving. It says, I help you forgive past wrongs to help clear energetic blocks and transmute any negativity. And this is about using the violet flame. If you're not sure what that is, look that up, violet flame. All right, so now we're going to get into every zodiac sign. So happy birthday to the Pisces out there. And now let's go ahead and get started. Also, happy birthday, Aries. A lot of Aries. We have a lot of Aries in our community here. So let's actually start with Aries. We're going to get a crystal card and an animal / flower card. So for Aries, your message is moose and thistle. Instinct and grace here coming in. And this is about grace under pressure for you. It says follow your intuition and step into beauty and power. Your crystal card is blue kyanite. Find clarity and expression. Communicate with confidence. And before the reading, I received some messages. And for Aries, it was this week having to do with your identity and patience. Something being maybe what you're planting is a more sustainable pace. And the guidance is to lead, but not rush the process, okay? So this is it's your season that we're approaching, right? It's not really necessarily about charging forward blindly, though. This is about choosing direction over speed. That is what I have for Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, what's coming into balance for you this week is rest and responsibility. What you're possibly planting. Preparation behind the scenes, okay? That's what the planting message is. And then your guidance overall was not everything needs to be announced, okay? So something you're preparing quietly, maybe behind the scenes. The message is that your next chapter is forming privately, and make sure you're protecting your energy while you're still growing roots. And your card is horse and tulips. This is about speed and depth. Speed and depth. It's about meaningful decisions. So though you need to move quickly, don't take it lightly. All right. And your crystal card, Taurus, is ametrine. Balance dual energies. Integrate your spirit and mind. And that's what I have for you. Have a fantastic week. Gemini, what's coming into balance this week is independence and collaboration. As far as what you're working on, could be a new community or a shared goal. Your guidance is to align with people who are action-oriented. Overall message is that the right connections are going to feel energized, not draining. So choose what feels most energetic, what's building the most momentum, what's truly inspiring. Kangaroo and bottle brush. Flourish in adversity. So this is moving and thriving. Push forward as you meet challenges with enthusiasm. Your crystal card is Malachite. Embrace transformation and let go of what holds you back. That's what I have for you, Gemini. Thanks for being here. Cancer, what's coming into balance for you could be home life, career direction. You might be working on a new professional goal. The guidance is not to dim yourself, to stay comfortable, okay? Because this equinox is going to nudge you up. So stability doesn't mean staying small. What do we have for you? We have Squirrel and Oak. This is planning and growing and weathering any storm. And this is strategizing and adapting to changes as you reach your goals. Your crystal card is Labradorite. Embrace magic and mystery and open your mind to new possibilities. Thank you for being here. Leo, what's coming into balance for you? Your comfort zone versus expansion. You could be working on a new vision for your future. The guidance is to say yes to whatever stretches you. Okay, so growth could feel unfamiliar, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that you are evolving. Your card is Ram and Amaryllis. Ram and Amaryllis. So strong and noble, resolving to break through. Stand your ground and know you're always worthy. Your crystal card is Amethyst. Embrace calm and clarity. Let your intuition guide you. Virgo. Virgo, what's coming into balance for you? Control versus surrender. Maybe you're working on deeper trust in partnerships or shared resources. And this is about not micromanaging outcomes. Security is going to grow when you allow support, but not like try to control fully. So it's kind of that nice balance of, again, control and surrender. And you have Koala with Eucalyptus. So relax and cleanse, cultivate serenity. It says purify your space and do some special self-care now. And your crystal card is Ruby. Embrace passion and vitality. Let your heart be fueled by desire. And we have Libra. Thanks, Virgo. Thanks for being here. Have a great week. Libra, what's coming into balance for you is self versus partnership. This is maybe you're working on clearing or getting more clear as far as boundaries in relationships. There's mutual effort needing to be kind of the new baseline, not settling for anything less. And this is about you redefining what balanced really means for you and how, harmony actually it's hard work. It requires honesty too, and really taking stock of what's true, so especially with regard to partnerships and the give and take. So what else do we have for Libra? Salmon and watercress, intent and focused. Just keep swimming, Libra. Keep going. It says you manifest whatever you want when you don't stop. You also have fox and marigold, clever and bright energy. It says make the right move. Seek knowledge and studies to help you move forward. How very Libran. All right. Well, what do we have, please? Crystal card for Libra. Rhodonite. Heal emotional wounds and let love guide your heart. All right. Thanks, Libra. Have a great week. Scorpio, what's coming into balance for you could be work and well-being. So you may be coming up with new daily structures. Guidance is that small, consistent shifts are going to create powerful results, okay? And we don't need to, it doesn't have to be, it's just basically like discipline, right? Discipline over intensity. And you have Bear and Daisy. So comfort and cheer, safety and security are themes. And it says, know the universe has your back and spread that love. Crystal card for Scorpio. Moonstone. Connect with your lunar energy. Embrace your intuitive gifts. You're very intuitive as a sign, right? All right. Have a great week. Thanks for being here. Sagittarius. Responsibility and joy is what's coming into balance for you. Creative expression and romance could be themes. And maybe you're making space for pleasure without feeling bad about it. Fun is your fuel, right? It's not a distraction. It's necessary to have fun. We have Elephant and Protea, or Protea. Not sure how to say that flower. This is about empathetic and uniqueness, celebrating your differences and using your gifts wisely, being apart from the crowd maybe. And we have lapis lazuli here, Sag. Seek wisdom and truth and open your mind to higher knowledge. And thanks for being here. Have a great week, Capricorn. What's coming into balance for you? Emotional needs and external duties. You could be developing a stronger foundation at your home or hoping to. We're working on that. And so it's about stabilizing things before expanding, okay? Building once the ground feels solid underneath you, all right? And you also have Lion and Gladiolus. So this is about daring to be genuine. This is about truth and integrity. When you're honest, you command more respect. And your crystal card is Fluorite. Find clarity and focus and let your mind be clear and sharp. That's what I have for Capricorn. Have a great week. Aquarius. What's coming into balance for you? Thinking and speaking. Maybe we're going to say less but mean more. Clarity is your superpower. Precision is going to open doors. You could be developing a new communication style or trying a new tactic and technique. All right. Your card is Penguin and Camellia. So support and caring. There's something about all together in something. So reaching out for help and contributing to others in need. Your crystal card is Pyrite. Attract wealth and success. Embrace your power and potential. Thanks for being here. Have a great week. Pisces. Happy birthday, Pisces. Self-worth and finances could be coming into balance this week or be a focus. Stop underestimating your contribution. Okay. You're stepping into a timeline where you don't need to discount yourself. Okay. Keep those standards high as far as your own value and what you offer. We have Peacock and Peony here, prosperity and pride. Strut your stuff, be proud of your successes, and build your fortune. It goes right into the, right exactly into the message I received before the reading, Pisces. What else do we have since it's your birthday season? Oh, Tiger and Hibiscus. Fierce and famous. Glowing reputation here. Stand your ground. Put yourself in the spotlight. Wow. Again, knowing your worth, right? And your crystal card is Golden Calcite. Embrace confidence and optimism. Let your light shine. Wow. Very cohesive message for you, Pisces. Thanks so much for being here and wishing you a fabulous week.